Hey y'all! I'm not gonna make the same mistake again and have 20 minutes of muted conversation. How's everyone doing? Okay, only 5 minutes to go live, so that's not bad. We were having a great time.
Oh man, we should have done the claps first.
Oh, we didn't do any
Hate to
claps.
subject people to that clap trap.
Do you
crap.
guys want to hear us clap? No one
I'll
probably.
show them how the sausage gets made.
Sure.
Avert your
Well,
eyes.
yeah, it's for the audio sync. Let's just do it real fast. And you can see how
Get it
bad
all
we
over
are
with.
at it, even after almost 8 years of doing a podcast, how we still are completely unable to clap and sync together. Sometimes we nail it, like Jackson 5 level clapping, you know. But normally it's just all over the place. So let's do a clap. Ready? 1, 2, 3. See what I mean? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Andrew, you're not even trying.
Who,
Well,
me?
Yeah.
welcome to the
What's
CultCast.
that?
Like you got two dead fish that you're just kind of flopping together. Come on, let's use the spirit.
Flopping those dead
My
fish all over the
clapping
place.
technique? I'll
come
work
on,
on it
man.
next. I'm going to work on it for next week,
You're-
okay?
Go watch the More Cowbell video and get some pointers on, enthusiasm, percussive enthusiasm.
Percussive enthusiasm. That's what you need, Lander. All right, looks like we're working. Hey, everyone. Shout out to Jamin Harrison. Is it Jamin or Jammin? I hope it's Jammin. Shout out to Dionysus. Hey, Golf R77. Let's see. Dan DeWitt. Hey, y'all. Mario P's here. Rob Jackson. Did I make this public? Yeah, good. I did. Hey, Lewis, did you tweet this out? Let's get some more people here. Did you retweet
Oh,
me?
yeah, I
Okay,
did.
great. All right. Well, we are going to just hang out for a little bit, let people roll in, and then we'll go ahead and get the show started. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Oh, my goodness. I'm looking at the show notes here. We're going to be talking about AirPods. I thought this would generate some enthusiasm because everyone loves AirPods, right? So we've got some AirPods news to go over, and we're talking about what's coming next for AirPods. And you know what? I'll be honest with you guys. It's not all great news. It's not all great news. If you saw my video that I put out this week, one of the potential changes is devastating to me personally. We'll talk a little bit about HomePods. I thought I would share with you guys another Apple stock adventure update. Let me just see what the stock price is doing right now. Oh, okay. Looks like college is back on the menu for the kids. Today's a lot
Not
better.
working in the fields.
Oh my gosh.
What is the
Yesterday
stock at
was
today?
a depressing day for me personally. But Apple is rebounding. And of course, for those of you that are watching, we have the Apple financial call coming up here really soon, and they're going to be talking about what's happening in my future. Am I going to go back and work for Hot Topic? My boss Karen said I could return anytime I want. I still have my apron over here. My name tag is still on it. Or am I going to be living that Tim Cook lifestyle? That's what we're not sure of. So we'll be talking about all that stuff. If anyone has anything that you want us to talk about, now would be a great time to let that fact be known. The show gets on the road in mere moments here, Sean Lambie. We're just hanging out, talking about, just stuff until we get going. Leander, do you have anything entertaining that you can regale us with while we wait for the official showtime to start here?
Oh, some jokes on demand.
Do you have any
Funny
do
story.
you have any talents that you could pull out on the fly?
Want me to sing
here
a
and show us?
song?
I would love it actually if you sang a
Tell a
song.
poem?
Do you have any poems?
No, I was writing an email for New York Magazine. They asked me for my recommendations for the top books about Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
so I can tell you that.
Were 3 out of 5 of them the ones that you've authored?
Inside
Well,
Steve's
I've got
Brain
one
by
about-
Leanna Caney. Johnny Ive, the great genius, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, exactly. No, I was going to put a couple in, but I didn't. Have you read The Innovators by Walter Isaacson, who wrote the Steve Jobs biography?
Wait, say that
No,
again?
I
Sorry, I
guess
was
not.
reading
He wrote
something.
another book called The Innovators, which I actually thought was really pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell this is not really going down. This is not the content you're looking for.
No. Sorry, I was reading someone's comment, but now I'm fully focused on what you're saying. Go ahead.
Okay, well, that's about it.
Oh, okay. Did
Well,
I
then,
miss
You
it?
did read it or you didn't?
No, I did read it. I thought it was good. I thought it was really great. I was really jealous of him. In fact, it was awful. Like because he knows how to make. He can just really tell a really good story. He just is a really natural, great writer.
The guy who did the Steve Jobs biography. What's his name again?
Walter Isaacson.
Oh yeah,
the
he's
po-
done all
the
sorts
po-
of like famous biographies, hasn't he?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, he did one of. Was it who was it? Benjamin Franklin, Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah, I think it was Franklin. That was the one that got Jobs' attention. In fact, I don't like his Steve Jobs book that much.
Huh.
The Innovators is much better. It's a really really good read.
The
Really,
Innovators. That's a book that he wrote.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going on the list. Of course, it's going to be underneath. Let's see here. Johnny Ive, the genius behind Apple's greatest products. Is that it?
That's right.
Yes. Tim Cook, legendary Apple CEO, unbelievable Thanksgiving Day cook. Kiss the cook. Missed opportunity there. And then Steve Jobs.
Well, I did want to call it the cookbook, but the publisher wouldn't let me.
I think that was probably a wise idea. What did you end up calling it?
It was another genius one. I can't even remember. Where is it?
Oh my God.
You can't remember the title of your own book?
That is
Would you care to take us
slightly-
instead? Would you care to take us for a tour in your greenery forest?
The genius who took Apple to the next level.
Oh
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's good. That's good.
Whoa, baby.
I was looking for it up here on the bookshelf. I can't even see it.
Oh, I thought you were looking through your thoughts, trying to.
No, I'm looking up. I was literally looking for it on the bookshelf.
All you see is the Italian version.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't pronounce anything.
A casa beba.
All right, look, this banter is going downhill fast. So let's go ahead and just get the story, get the show
Ramp
on the
it
road.
up!
We got a lot of stuff to talk about here. We've already wasted like 45 minutes just talking pointlessly before we even started the show. So we got a lot of stuff to get going on here. So let's just get the show started. I got a special welcome slate for you guys. Are you ready? For our viewers, you guys aren't going to be able to see it, Lander and Lewis, but just imagine a scene from your favorite movie ever, and I think this is going to match up with it. Here we go. Wait a second. No, I don't have it ready yet. I don't have it queued up. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. Hello, and welcome to CultCast, the best 30-plus minute Apple conversation you're going to hear all week long. I'm your host, Aaron Elijah. Join me today. He's had his likeness cast in beautiful bronze, a stunning 10-foot statue on view outside the Cult of Mac World headquarters for all the citizens to enjoy. A very generous gift indeed. Founder of Cult of Mac, Lander Caney's here. The citizens love him. Also with us, he keeps the Cult of Mac empire running like a top. But if your Apple story is late, you'll be the one running in fear. Cult of Mac managing editor, Lewis Wallace is here.
Yeah, the fear. I'm a total fear monger.
Well, you seem like a nice guy until you find a misspelling, some grammar mistakes in the story, and then it's like,
I've never.
Oh, it's an
Never
M
seen one.
dash. Yeah.
I've never seen one in on Cult of Mac. Typo? You kidding?
they're very rare.
Well, they're rarer now that the bust is no longer running for us. So
Oh, jeez.
that was mean. That was horrible.
That
Yeah,
was
sorry,
mean.
Buster.
That was a low blow.
How dare you? Fortunately for you, he'll never see that because he doesn't get Wi-Fi in the box.
Oh, jeez.
We love you, Buster. I know you probably are watching because you've got
Bring
Wi-Fi.
down.
I know that. Just said you actually do get Wi-Fi out in the forest where you're living. All right, guys, we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. We're going to be talking about Apple's plans for smaller AirPods Pro, revamped AirPods. Not just revamped, but revamped, which is what you want. That means they're making them really high quality. And we've got some interesting stuff here. And to be honest, I'm not thrilled about everything that I'm seeing, especially if they make these changes that I see here for the original AirPods. I think they're going to actually ruin AirPods forever. And I don't actually say that for a fact. I really do actually mean that. We'll talk about HomePods as well. They just keep getting better. And we'll also be talking about iPhone 12 Pro a little bit. And it just occurred to me that we didn't split these stories up, guys, before we started. Yeah.
Too late.
Which means we're going to just have to do this live, Bill O'Reilly style. And we're going to be wrapping up with an all-new Apple Stock Adventure update. Now, if you are watching this show for the first time, you don't know what I'm talking about. I purchased $100,000 worth of Apple stock about 3 months ago. and it's been a roller coaster. So it goes up, it goes down, and every 2 or 3 weeks, I give an update on the show about how we're doing, and it's not going great. It's not, I have to say. Today's looking much better. So we'll do a real-time update, but we have an Apple financial call here. Is it happening now? When is it happening? Oh, 2 hours from now.
This afternoon.
Okay, so they do it after the market closes, right?
Yep.
2
p.m. Pacific.
I'm just praying that TC has some magic up his sleeve because bigger. I need about a 10 to 20 point movement here, Lewis. Otherwise,
Oh my.
I'm
That's a pretty big ask.
I'm gonna be living next door to Buster. I'm gonna have to go get myself a box, and I'll be moving next door with my entire family. Which I laugh about, but after we're done broadcasting, I'll be crying about. Let's see here. Before we dive in, let me give a hearty thank you to Netgear for supporting this episode. 'Tis the season to upgrade your Wi-Fi. When you're connected to your world via Wi-Fi, be sure it's the best. Orbi Wi-Fi 6 from Netgear is the gift that keeps on giving. It covers your entire home with the fastest Wi-Fi so you can stream your favorite shows and movies, video chat with family far away, and work and learn from home on more devices than ever before in any part of your house. It's Wi-Fi worth celebrating. I should have like one of those little party poppers here that was a missed opportunity. Don't miss this holiday season's exclusive offers on the best Wi-Fi ever. Find out what makes Netgear America's #1 choice for Wi-Fi at netgear.com/Wi-Fi. That's netgear.com/best Wi-Fi. That's netgear.com/best Wi-Fi. And I will say we've reviewed Orbeez on this show very, very many times, and it's just about the best that you can get. The Orbi Wi-Fi 6, you'll be shocked. You'll have more coverage. I'm on the 6. Everywhere. You're on the 6?
No, I want it. I'm on a previous version, like an earlier version. Yeah, that's really good. It's really rock solid system, but I want the 6. Want it.
Oh, yeah. I think that'd be a big improvement for you. They've made a lot of significant changes in the 6, and the thing that most people don't realize is when you have a mesh system like the Orbi Wi-Fi 6, it just covers your entire property with signals. So you'll have more bars all over your property, all over your house, and then you'll also have significantly faster speed. So it's a huge upgrade. Alrighty, let's dive in. Apple plans smaller AirPods Pro revamped entry-level model. Lewis, can I put you on the spot here and have you take this story, and I'll just dive in with color commentary? Did you read this?
Sure.
Go for it.
All right. Apple is currently working on updates for its entry-level AirPods and AirPods Pro, which could debut in 2021. That's next year. This it's still next year. God, is this year ever going to be over? Anyway, that's a Bloomberg report this week. It's saying that the upcoming AirPod design may eliminate the earbuds' short stem with a rounded design that more thoroughly fills wearers' ears. I know that's what you're excited about, Irfan.
I want them all in my ears. No stems at all. I can't stand those stems. I think those are like the dorkiest looking designs that I've seen on virtually any product. Like those stems. You know what I always think of when I see those stems? Let me see if I can pull this up. Can I pull this up? It's that image of Rudy Giuliani wearing the AirPods
upside down.
Was he wearing them upside down?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know if he was wearing them upside down, but he had them sticking out of his ears, and they were like poking out sideways, and that's what I think of when I see people wear AirPods.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
go ahead.
quite frequently see people with their AirPods in weird angles.
Yeah, they kind of tend to shift around in your ears, don't they?
Especially the first ones, right? I mean, the pros don't. It's way less pronounced with the pros.
Oh yeah, the pros are. I mean, they stay in your ear exactly how you place them. Totally.
Yeah. So don't get your hopes up too much there, Irfan, because according to Bloomberg, integrating noise cancellation, wireless antennas, and microphones into a smaller AirPods Pro casing has proved challenging during development, which could result in a less ambitious design when the product is finalized. You don't believe this, but an Apple spokeswoman declined to comment.
Yeah, shocking. I'm trying to pull up this image.
So they want to make them, but Samsung does it with the beans, right? Don't they have the beans? And
Uh,
Yeah,
people,
well, that's what I find kind of strange about this thing. Everybody does this, right? I mean, maybe the problem is they're, usually they're slightly larger, right? They fill your whole ear hole, and maybe Apple just wants them to be really just so tiny and so sleek and so slimline that they can't cram enough stuff in there. But I
well,
don't know.
right, yeah, and
It's not like nobody else is making a, like a round bud kind of thing.
yeah, right. In fact, oh, they all do, don't they? In fact, Apple's the only ones with little stalks on them.
Well, not the only. I mean,
Oh,
there's
actually, no,
plenty
I
of
beg your
designs
pardon.
that
Yeah, no,
are
you're
like
right. You're
that.
right. Yeah, yeah. What am I
It's
thinking?
just both kinds, right? It's just it kind of depends on what you like. I mean, personally, I prefer the AirPods and the AirPods Pro, the way they feel in my ear, to having like full ear, like there's a cotton wad in my ear.
Right. Yeah. I almost think something the size of a.
An olive.
Yes.
It's an olive.
What? Check this out. You guys can't see this, but for our listeners, that's the picture I was talking about. It was really Rudy Giuliani, and look at those. Look at the way he has those placed in his ear. That actually is impressive. Are they upside down? They might actually be upside down. One's pointed, I think, due north. It's pointed towards the North Star, and one's going, I think. Let's see. Never eat shredded wheat. I think that's. I think that might be west. That's what you look like. By the way, in case you were wondering, that's what you look like when you're wearing AirPods right there. So
Jeez.
it would be nice to get a smaller design. And the AirPods Pro, they're changing to have like the Galaxy Buds design, so that they're just these little round little buds that go in your ear, and that's fine, and that's great. And my concern though is more for the original AirPods. Lewis, can you cover that part as well, because that was the part of the story that was disturbing
That's what
to
you
me.
should do with a tailspin.
Yeah, because I love the AirPods design, and they're
All right.
saying that they're going to change them. And if they change them the way they say they're going to, I think they're going to ruin AirPods forever.
Okay. Well, so here's what's maybe in the cards. The updated entry-level AirPods, the third generation since their 2016 debut, reportedly will bring an AirPods Pro style redesign. They will offer better battery life than the current models. However, they will not come with noise canceling tech. But they will have those replaceable tips supposedly.
Yeah, you say that like that's a good thing. That's a
The
that's a
tips.
that's a terrible tragedy. A terrible, terrible design decision. Yes, those tips are terrible. Those tips are one of the reasons why I got rid of my AirPods Pro, because you put them in, and first of all, they're sound isolating, right? Which makes it hard to hear what's going on around you. Now, I know that they have transparency mode, but it's an artificial transparency mode. I like the transparency mode of my AirPods, where I can just hear what's going on around me, right? And they also cause ear fatigue. When you have them jammed in your ear, they, for me anyway, after a while, they make my ear holes sore. And so eventually I just got tired of wearing them. And the thing I love about my original AirPods is that I can wear them all day, and they feel great. I don't even notice that I have them in, and I can hear everything that's going on around me. So you have that situational awareness, which is important. But they're also, they're literally the most comfortable earphones that I have ever used. And if they change them to have the AirPods Pro design, for me and for the many people who like the way they're shaped now, they're going to eternally ruin AirPods forever. I mean, I probably will just stop using them. I'm not going to wear the AirPods with interchangeable ear tips. I don't like those. They make my whole sore.
Tips?
I tried all the tips. I tried all the tips. I don't want any of those tips. I want no tips in my ears. And to Tim Cook, I will boldly say, hands off my tips. You keep your dirty hands off my tips, because I don't want those AirPods changed at all. Maybe make the stems perfect AirPods update scenario, okay? Perfect AirPods update scenario. This is all they have to do. Get rid of the freaking dorky. Let me pull up this image for effect. Get rid of that. Get rid of that right there. Get rid of the freaking stems right there, so that they're haphazardly hanging out of your ear every which way, okay? Curve them in like the AirPods Pro. Can I bring this up? AirPods Pro. Let me bring this up. AirPods Pro. This is all they need to do. Okay, here we go. Images. Here we go. AirPods Pro. This is all they need to do. Just contour the stems like this. Perfect example. Contour the stems like this, so that they hug the shape of your jawline, which gives them a much more streamlined shape, okay? and then shorten the stems. And that's all you have to do. That's literally, there you go. AirPods 4 right there. That's literally all you have to do right there. How does that sound, Lewis?
I'm glad you fixed that for Apple's design team.
Right, exactly.
Well, you know what? Someone clearly needed to do something, Lewis, because they're thinking about putting tips on the AirPods, which ruins one of the AirPods' best features.
I mean, I agree that they feel different, and I also agree that I wear the original ones more often during the day, just because I'm usually like talking on the phone or listening to a podcast or whatever. But I don't mind the Pros either, and if I go out of the house, I wear the Pros because I like the way they look better.
Exactly. Thank you. You've just
It is true.
affirmed my point.
I'm
Yeah,
very
they
vain
actually
that
look
way.
cool. The Pros look cool, and they make you look like you have a stronger jawline because they kind of like they fold down and like point inward.
So
They're like,
chiseled.
Yeah, take a look at that. Whereas this is what you look like. This is what you look like when you're wearing the AirPods. This is you. Have you ever worn AirPods? Then this is you right here.
They just get so whopper jawed. That's the problem. You have to spend so much time like adjusting them and making sure that you don't look like that.
Yeah, that's
Poor
true.
Rudy.
I know I'm beating a dead horse here. I realize this might be a stupid point for a lot of people watching. Welcome to the CultCast. But yeah, you put them in your ear and like one kind of like looks like this and then one is like pointed downward. Like there's no way to keep them uniform. So you just look like a dork. God bless Rudy Giuliani.
They look good in
You
the
can
marketing
get these-
materials, though.
Yeah,
You
what?
know,
get
if
these,
you're, like, super athletic and just the right angle. They look fine.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah.
just when
You
you're
want to get some of
schlub.
those earrings. You can get earrings that actually sort of weigh them down, and so that'll pull them down, to the correct angle.
Probably
And of
too-
course, one of the things you haven't mentioned is you could always wear your old AirPods.
Yeah.
You don't have to go for the new ones. And if they have sound isolating tips but no ANC, does that sound right to you?
It
So there's no
certainly.
transparency mode.
I mean, it certainly could. Most earphones have tips, and they're sound isolating, but they don't have transparency mode. So yeah, that they'll save that mode for the Pros, and so you'll just have it. It makes the AirPods, in my opinion, much more generic feeling because you'll have the tips inside, but that's what all earphones have. It's just those regular tips that you can interchange. I don't know. I guess Apple knows their own. They know how many people. Well, I guess how do I say this? They know how AirPods fit most of the people that buy them, and maybe they're getting a lot of complaints that they just don't fit very well. I must be in that narrow class of people where they literally fit me perfectly. When I put them in, they don't fall out of my ears. I can shake my head all around. They feel perfect, and I can wear them all day. I could probably sleep on my AirPods with my head on the pillow out and not even notice that they're in there. But some people complain they're too small. Some people say they're too big. Yeah.
Do you think that the Pro design would work without the tip? I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it would just fall out of your ear or something. I mean,
I bet they could do it.
yeah.
Anyway,
know.
I don't mean to go
just the
on and on and on
angles.
about this, but it's just a major bummer because if they change the design of the AirPods, then that's it. I mean, yeah, like Leander says, you can wear your older AirPods, but what happens when the battery starts dying? You don't have anywhere to go from there. You're going to have to basically just suck it up and put the tips in your ears, and I don't want the tips.
Right, and they're talking about putting a new chip in these things too, right? Like the next gen chip in these AirPods. So of course that means they'll connect faster, stay connected better. Everything will just be better, and you just feel like, oh, geez, it's not as good as the new one.
Yeah, you're getting all the newest stuff, so you'll probably want to upgrade just for that reason. The AirPods Pro, after 10 to 15 minutes, they give me ear fatigue. And so that was one of the reasons why I just stopped wearing them. And it didn't matter. Like the medium tips were too big. The small tips were too small. How ironic is that? They give me tips to cycle through, and yet the ones or the original AirPods fit me better. Anyway, Lewis, it looks like we've got some news on the AirPod Studio here as well. Can you take us home on the rest of this story?
All right, yeah. So this is a little update on the AirPod Studio. These are the over-the-ear headphones that Apple is supposedly working on. They're supposed to bring AirPods technology in a design that's a lot like the Beats headphones, like the big Beats ones.
Oh, yeah.
So they're saying that these could cost up to $599 for a premium edition. This would be just with like leather or faux leather, and meanwhile a sportier variant would sell for $350 supposedly. So the latest thing from, you're not going to believe this, Apple leaker John Prosser
Oh.
is that these headphones have been delayed to March 2021 due to a major hiccup in AirPods studio production. The Bloomberg story that we were talking about here also said that, kind of said what the problem is that the headband is too tight. Which, how do you get very far along in the production thing and like, oh geez, it's crushing people's skull. Whoops.
It reminds me of a scene from a movie I can't think of where the guy just has his head. Oh, it was Blade Runner when he grabs the guy's head and just goes, oh, and just starts pressing on it, and the guy's eyeballs are all bulging out. Yeah, you don't want that. That's not what you want when you put on your AirPods Studio.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to get to headband tech right. It's such new technology, right? It's like there's the band, it goes around your head. It's like, how do we adjust this so that doesn't squeeze people's head with, 85 newtons?
And they're talking about, wanting to have the headbands be interchangeable, and supposedly that might not happen with these, but the ear pads might be interchangeable, and they wanted to have a bigger touchpad or touch surface on the ear pads. It has to be smaller, everything scaled back. I don't know. It's kind of odd. We've been hearing about this for so long. I'm a little surprised they're running into, problems this kind of late.
Especially because they have the Beats brand too. I mean, must have a lot of expertise having owned Beats for quite a few years now, right?
Yeah, it's all this sounds just a little surprising. I mean, but
yeah, it's kind of weird.
I guess they're trying to reinvent the wheel.
Beer Bug is screwing up everything too. So these have apparently been pushed out. $600. Beer Bug?
Beer Bug?
Yeah, Corona Bug.
Oh god! I've heard it called that.
You haven't heard anyone call it Beer Bug? Beer Bug. I've heard some people call it Coof. I don't know what that means, but I like Beer Bug. Yeah.
Sounds kind of blue.
Yeah. So $599 for the premium version, or perhaps $350 for the sportier version. We'll see what materializes here, because I mean things just seem like they keep changing. We keep hearing about dates for release for the AirPods Studio, and then they get pushed out. It seems like Apple's still having design problems, and with all the manufacturing stuff that's going on right now, who knows when we'll actually see these. Oh, I was just reading a story today. You guys will love this. You guys probably saw this. I was just reading a story today that the Air Power Mat has been canceled. Did you see that story, Lewis?
Yeah. Canceled again. Dead again. Zombified, dead, yeah, whatever.
How many times has the Air Power Mat been canceled now? It's at least 3 that we've seen.
It's for real this time.
Oh, it's definitely for real this time. This is the time where it's gonna stay canceled forever. Yeah, so who knows what will happen? But one thing I did want to mention is, let's talk about HomePods just real quick, because Apple's music accessories, the accessories that they're making, I think, are some of the best products that Apple is making right now. And I have been tinkering with my HomePods. I have 2 HomePods, trying to use the new features, like the new intercom feature, which I'll talk about here in just a sec. And so what I did was I had my HomePods in stereo pair on my desk, right? And it's funny because this room that I'm in, Cult Command Center, it's not very big, and I would never have to churn the HomePods up past maybe like 1 or 2 clicks, because anything more than that and the windows are rattling and I was like, holding onto my head with my ears practically bleeding because they're so loud. So I broke apart the stereo pair, which was no simple task, I should say. I had to basically do a hard reset of both my HomePods because they just they didn't want to be apart from each other. They're like Siamese twins, It was like a full-on 8-hour procedure to separate them. And what I had to do, and this is actually useful information for anyone that ever has any HomePod problems, if you need to do a hard reset, because the HomePods have no reset switch. There's no buttons anywhere on the HomePods. It's just a touch screen on the top. So what you have to do is unplug it for 5 seconds, plug the HomePod back in, and then as the little white swirl is going on the top, in the first 5 seconds after plugging it back in, you press and hold your finger on the top until the swirl turns red. It starts getting angry at you. It's like, get your finger off my swirl. And then about 5 to 6 seconds later, the HomePod will say, "I'm getting ready to reset myself. Are you sure you want to do this?" And then it counts down. Or no, I
Really?
think it gives you 3 beeps. It goes ding, 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 and then you let your finger off. And then you can go through and repair your HomePod. So that's what I did. I have a HomePod here in the Cult Command Center, and I have one in my house. And let me just say this, dudes. I love HomePod. Even with one of these things in my studio here, it sounds so good. And the one thing I was concerned with, concerned is a dumb word. The one thing I was curious about was in my living room, how will one HomePod sound? Because I have a very large living room with high ceilings. I have like 12-foot ceilings in my living room. And it's very long. It's a big room. And I was thinking there's no way the HomePod, just one single HomePod, is going to fill this room with sound. I was wrong. I cranked that thing up to probably like level 6 or level 7, and the entire room was full of warmth and music, and it felt present in the room. It didn't feel tinny or far away. It's just an unbelievable product. And then I tried out the intercom feature that they just released. So you have to have the current version of iOS and the current version of they call it. I can't believe I'm not remembering the name of this. Is it HomePod OS? HomePod OS runs iOS, I think, but you have to have the current OS running on HomePod.
Don't you have to be running a beta of the iOS?
Well, I'm not sure about that because I think that you have access to it in the current version of iOS now. You don't have to be running the beta.
Huh.
Although the beta feature allows you to use Dolby Atmos, which they're going to be adding to the regular OS in a future update. So you do need the beta to do that. But I tried the intercom feature. I'm not sure it's ready for prime time yet. It's pretty
Shocking.
cool. It's pretty cool. So you could say, and then intercom the room that your other HomePod is in, and then you speak, and it will send your message to the other HomePod, which is pretty cool. But the thing that I couldn't get figured out is the other person is supposed to be able to say reply and then reply back to you, but we couldn't get that working. I would send a message to my wife, and then it would just ignore her.
And do you have to say intercom? That's the actual command word?
There's actually, let me see if I can bring this up. There's a bunch of commands that you can say. Intercom HomePod. And Apple has a whole page dedicated to it. There we go. Use HomePod. I'm going into browser mode here. Here we go. Use HomePod as an intercom. So you can say, intercom, it's time to wake up. You could say, ask everyone, has the dog been fed? And then I think it will broadcast that message to all your HomePods. Or you can send a message to a specific HomePod in a specific zone or room. So you could announce the zone or you could announce the room, and it's supposed to work. I had some troubles with this. When I was using it, sometimes HomePod was like, I don't know what room you're talking about, and it just couldn't find it. Factory resetting both HomePods seemed to fix that problem, but it's still not working flawlessly. But the next move for me is going to be moving the HomePod that's in here to my house and then using them in a stereo pair in front of my brand new 4K television, Lewis.
Nice.
Let me show you guys what I'm buying. Let's see here. Do I have it pulled up? I thought I did. But
I saw this thing. It was
don't.
like, $1,500, $1,600, $700, man. Like what the?
What is $1,500, $1,600?
Didn't the TV cost like $1,600?
How did you know? I didn't even tell you about this yet.
I clicked the link.
Did I give you a link?
I recoiled at the price tag.
Yeah. Well, this
You
is
could buy an iPhone and a half for that.
well. Now you know what my iPhone money's going towards. Okay, so here's what I'm going for, guys. Here's what I'm working with here. Okay, I've wanted a 4K TV for a long time, and I've withheld. But I think this is finally the year because the prices have come way down, and Costco has a great price on these right now, and they also give you a free protection plan and a free Hulu e-gift code included, which I guess gives you $100 Hulu credit. So I'm either going to go 55-inch or I'm going to go for the 65-incher. 65 full inches of 4K glory. Now, the thing that I like about this TV is they finally upgraded these with HDMI 2.1 ports, and they have NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility. So this is a really excellent display for the new Xbox Series X, the new Xbox Series S, the PS5, and these will be like a match made in heaven for the new consoles, or just with your PC. If you have like an NVIDIA graphics card, you'll be able to use G-Sync with this monitor, and it has AirPlay 2 built in, it has Alexa built in, it has Google Assistant built in, and the prices on these now are just crazy. So I figured,
Well, I'm saying $1,800.
1,800, yeah. Oh my god.
1850.
Oh,
By the
you-
time you add some tax, it's more than 2K.
yeah, you're looking at the, are you looking at the 65-incher?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's not cheap. It's $2,000.
Wow.
$2,000 with tax.
That is a. I guess you're saving all the money on not going to the movies.
That's right. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not paying for haircuts. I don't shower anymore. So there's money being saved every which way. And so I figured this might be the year. I haven't pulled the trigger on this yet, but it's got Dolby Vision, so full HDR support. It supports Dolby Atmos. It's just this TV has it all. But the big thing is HDMI 2 compatibility, which makes it perfectly compatible with the new gaming consoles that are coming out. So I think this might be my one right here. This is my guy, the 65-incher. Yes, Leander, go ahead.
What was the other thing you mentioned after the ports? You said it also had some other.
G-Sync compatible, whatever that is.
Yeah,
that?
so G-Sync is a technology that works with NVIDIA graphics cards, which basically mates the frames per second of your TV to what's coming out of the console so that you don't have screen tearing. So like with video game systems, well, with computers mainly, sometimes the screen won't refresh at the exact same rate, and so you'll have the top half refresh before the bottom half, and it creates like a tearing effect. Now, forgive me if I don't have that exactly right, but when you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The screen tearing is kind of jarring, and when you have G-Sync enabled, it matches the frames coming out of your game system will match the frames being output to your television. And so it just gives you a much more, crisp gaming experience. Let's just put it that way, because there's not going to be any more screen tearing. And it has 4K. I have an Apple TV 4K, and I don't have a 4K television. So I'm going to be getting. So this is the Vision right here. This is, forget Dolby Vision. This is Urfo Vision, right? Okay. I got the 4K television. I got the Apple TV 4K. And then I got the two HomePods sitting in front of the app or in front of the TV. And then once Apple upgrades those with the new OS, you'll have full Dolby Atmos support, 5.1 and 7.1 surround sound with just two HomePods sitting in front of your TV. So you'll have a immersive audio experience going all around you. It's going to sound like the sound is coming from behind you, from the sides of you, with just the two HomePods sitting in front of your TV. And I'll have this with my 4K content. So Apple is constantly upgrading your movies to 4K when they have the ability to do so, and whoever's selling the movies allows them to do that. So virtually all my content that I've purchased from iTunes, do they still call it iTunes? Apple TV, Apple Movies? I don't even know what to call it anymore. Will all be 4K. So Merry Christmas to me. That's my plan.
Good luck trying to watch anything on it where the kids are watching, Teletubbies and Gabba Gabba, whatever it is, and
Helpsters. You know they're gonna watch Helpsters.
I don't even
Helpsters,
know what Helpsters is. What is that?
that's an Apple TV show, yeah.
Oh, that's the Apple TV Sesame Street knockoff.
It's not a knockoff. It's the same people.
Oh, it's the exact same people?
It's Henson.
Oh, well, it's not Jim Henson because he's been gone.
Well, it's the Jim Henson Company.
Okay, I was gonna say, unless they're using a Ouija board to plan their content. Yeah.
Speaking of kid stuff, have you guys watched the It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, on Apple TV Plus?
No, not yet.
I can't say that I have, Lewis.
I gotta say, I watched it. It was
it fun?
Yeah, it was like very nostalgic, man. It's been years since I've seen that thing.
That is so funny because when they talk about the Charlie Brown content, I always think like this content is so outdated. It feels like Tim Cook is doing their programming, and he's the one who's making all the programming calls, because it's like they have a show about Bruce Springsteen, right? Okay, Bruce Springsteen, like his heyday has been over for like 30 years, right? And then they've got Oprah is back, and I'm like, okay, Oprah, that's your go-to. And then they have the Charlie Brown stuff, and it's like, what are they going to bring back next? The Three Stooges?
They've got multiple Peanuts specials
Marx Brothers,
in the works, and Peanuts
Tim Cook presents
Snoopy show.
the Marx Brothers, and then it's gonna be
Yeah,
Charlie Chaplin. It's gonna be Tim Cook dancing around with a cane, and the whole thing's gonna be silent. It's just gonna be like subtitles underneath them, you know.
It is a little bit weird watching that. It reminded me a little bit of like watching a black and white movie. You know, it's like so old and so different from everything nowadays. That was what was kind of cool about it, but it was also weird. Like, there's this whole section where Snoopy is like, you know, acting as you know, the fighter pilot or whatever. And it's just like, what in the world is going on?
What year is this?
It's weird. It's like it just doesn't have really anything to do with the show at all. It's an odd thing. I was kind of struck by that. Don't remember that being quite that weird.
The one thing I will say though is Apple TV just scored a show with Jon Stewart. And out of all the content that I've seen that I feel like will draw people in, that will be the content that actually grabs people.
You know, the political time, you know, is you know, what happens if Biden wins? I mean, he would have been, I think, you know, more culturally relevant for the last 4 years than maybe for the next 4 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're talking about this not being a daily show, though, and being more like, you know, one topic current events, you know, 1 hour current events thing. I mean, it sounds like an odd format.
Like, what's his face? This week tonight,
John Oliver.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot of details about this show. I mean, it's obviously kind of exciting that Jon Stewart's coming back to the airwaves, but I don't know. The things that I've read about it made it sound like it might not be exactly what you're thinking about or maybe hoping for.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, that was my take on it too. It seems like it's going to be an entirely new premise. And from what I've heard of Jon Stewart, he's done with all that political stuff. It's like, I don't think he has any passion for that stuff anymore, which is one of the reasons why he moved on. And this show seems like it's going to be based more around his personal projects that he has going on now, which I don't even know what he does now, but it seems like it's going to focus
movie
on
director.
that stuff. Is he doing movies?
He's directing movies, yeah.
What movie did he direct?
I think it was something boring.
Clearly it was riveting. But I guess my only point is a lot of people have a great love for Jon Stewart, and he's probably he is the person that they think of when they think of humorous political content, right? It's like Jon Stewart was the guy who had the show that everyone loved. And so having him on Apple TV Plus, I think might actually pull people in. I mean, look, it's not going to be as good as C is. That show was probably the best show that Apple has. But
as good as what? Oh, C.
C, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That show was totally bizarre, but I actually ended up loving it. So I'm waiting for it to come back. And although I'm not buying a new iPhone this year, at least not yet. And although maybe I should, because I need that Dolby HDR home movie ability for my new 4K television. That's something I just thought of. Uh-oh. I'm convincing myself live here on the air. But I totally forgot where I was going with that. If I don't buy an Apple device, then my Apple TV Plus experience is going to be over. I think it ends in February. They extended everyone's access out to February, and then after that, you're cut off.
Well,
so
you
maybe
can pay the $5.99 a month or whatever it is.
$4.99.
Look at my face right now. Let me go full screen for this. No way am I paying for Apple TV Plus content. Not a chance. It's not even that low price tag. It's not worth that. I'm paying like $4.25 a month for Disney Plus, and they have all the Marvel movies, 65 years of Disney content, and even that I'm like, it's getting a little costly. $5 a month with tax. It's a little much. Oh man, You know, it's funny when we do these live shows. I feel like we get so far off of the actual notes, like that we don't even know what we're talking about anymore. I'm looking at them now, and I'm like, oh, okay, actually, we're surprisingly we're on track. So let's do this. Let's talk about iPhone 12 Pro next. Leander, do you want to take this story away? Because it seems like, thank God, it seems like this phone is more popular than they were anticipating it was going to be. And that's good news for me. Take it away, Leander.
Yeah, so Apple apparently has underestimated the popularity of the iPhone 12 Pro. They were banking on the iPhone 12 being the most popular new handset this year, but it appears the company may have underestimated just how popular the new iPhone 12 is with users. The iPhone 12 Pro is with users. So according to DigiTimes, Apple is ramping up orders for the LiDAR sensor exclusive only to the iPhone 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max models. And this also chimes with a recent report by Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. Kuo suggested that the demand for the Pro models of this year's iPhones is greater than expected. Kuo said that demand for both the Pro and the regular iPhone 12 models is currently split evenly. That doesn't make any sense at all. Right? Did that just contradict what it just said before?
No, because I mean the original idea was that the regular iPhone 12 was going to really vastly outsell the Pro version.
I see.
Because it's got all the features, right? Well, almost all the features.
Right. I see. Yeah. So the very fact that they're even is what's
shocker.
Yeah, unexpected.
And also, I think the fact that they're selling as well as they are is the shocker, right? Like even combined, they're selling so well that Apple's having to put in more LiDAR sensor. Is having to put in an order for more LiDAR sensor. Sorry, go ahead.
I wonder what the breakdown was from previous years. I mean, Apple's never broken it out, but did anyone have given any estimates?
I have not heard any. No,
I've not seen.
I think mum's the word on that because they don't want to break it out into individual phones anymore. Because that gives people insights into what's happening with the phones, and they don't want to do that anymore. They just want to tell you we're making tons of money.
Well, you could
go ahead.
I wonder if could you not tease it out? Did people not try? You know who is pretty good as a Simco? Horace Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I wonder whether he's broken it out.
We should invite him on. You know him, right? Didn't he write some like really nice article about how you're the best Apple book writer?
Yeah.
You got to leverage that, Leander.
All right, we'll get him on.
Get him on.
He's doing a lot of podcasts on his own, but yeah, I'm sure we get Horace on for a quick chat.
Absolutely. Tell him it's America's favorite Apple podcast. How can you say no to that? He'll come on in a heartbeat.
How could he confirm or deny that?
I mean, that's the best part about it. Is there's no way to confirm or deny it. You just have to take our word for it. Well, the reason I wanted to bring up this story, I know people probably don't necessarily care about how popular the iPhone 12 Pro is, but I thought this story was interesting for two reasons. One is when you look at the iPhone 12 Pro, it's so similar to the iPhone 11 Pro in so many different ways. I mean, it has 5G, that's the marquee feature, but you can't use 5G unless you have 5G support somewhere near you, and virtually no one does. So that pretty much eliminates one of the best features of the phone or makes it far less useful, right? And other than that, what's that?
More every day. I mean, every day these providers are like saying, "Oh, we added 400 cities or whatever." So it's definitely rolling out. Anyway, I didn't mean to derail you.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's a good point. It is rolling out. It's like a future-proof feature, right? So that's good. But like the camera, by and large, is very similar. The speed is pretty similar. It's only like 15 to 20% faster. And it occurred to me, this just goes to show how powerful a physical redesign is. That is what people are buying on this phone, I think. It looks different. It has a beautiful new aesthetic. People are enchanted by shiny new objects. And with older iPhones, you could pack in incredible features and they sell well. But when you do a physical redesign, that is what draws people in. They just want something that looks different than what they already have. And so this phone, even though performance-wise, it's pretty similar to the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 11, it looks different, and that's why people are loving it. And there's a lot of small changes that working together make for a really nice upgrade, but nothing really stands out to me. I'm hoping this update is enough to do some serious movement on the stock price, because Apple stock, let me just show you guys this. Apple stock This is oh, it's actually up. Wow, just based on the movement for today only. Holy moly. It's finally
Huh?
up. Yeah, oh my gosh. The last
Dude.
week it's been down. The last month it's been down. And so just to kind of give a quick summary of why we talk about Apple stock from time to time. A quick recap, if you will. It's because about 2 or 3 months ago, I decided to go big on Apple stock before the split. I went and I bought $100,000 worth of Apple stock. And so every once in a while, I will just do a quick update. Here's where I'm at. I'm not trying to flash my paper to anyone. There's many of you out there that have way more Apple stock than I do. In fact, I know there's one guy who invested $10,000 in Apple stock. This is a listener that got a hold of me. He invested in 1998. He invested 10 grand. 10 grand. Just left it there. And now his 10 grand is worth $2 million. $2 million. So I think Apple is a safe bet. Warren Buffett has a lot of money in Apple. If it's good enough for Warren Buffett, it's good enough for Papa E. So I invested all this money, but ever since I invested, it's just been going like this. First it went straight up, and I was living the dream. I was thinking about when I get to join the Tim Cook Sports Club and get to eat caviar with him for lunch and drink mimosas. His is just orange juice. Mine will actually have the champagne in it because I don't think he drinks. And then it started tanking, and that's where we are now. It's been going all over the place, and Apple is doing a financial call in an hour and a half. So we'll see what happens in an hour and a half. But here's where we're at with my stock investment, if you guys are curious. So yesterday I was down $5,000 after yesterday's drop. Let me open it up right now. The current stock price at this very moment, and the market is now closed. The current stock price is $116.36. Okay, can you see it? $113.36. I mean $116.36. So my investment as of this moment. Did we lose Lewis? We lost Lewis Wallace. He is gone. My current stock price is, oh my gosh. So yesterday I was down $5,000. Today I am up $4,849. The total value of my Apple stock is $108,647. Can you see that, Leander? You probably can't. Maybe it's
I can see it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see that. Oh, Lewis Wallace is back.
Hey, it's great to be back.
Hey, Lewis, I think we're gonna need you to join the cast as well. Can you rejoin that?
Jeez.
Yeah. Go ahead and hop back in there so we can get your audio going here. I'll post that in the
Recording has been stopped.
What happened? Did your computer crash? Did you have to do
It's
a hard
Macintosh.
reset?
Nothing could be wrong.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was surprised. It just works.
It stopped. Looks like I've been disconnected from the internet.
Well, you're back. That's good news.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry.
All right. Well, just click the link and rejoin the channel so that we can get your audio file going here. So, the stock market's down. Apple stock is down. I'm down, and I mean both fiscally and emotionally. Watching the stock price go up and down. But today it's up big time, and I'm just praying. I'm praying that the iPhone 12 Pro sales will carry the stock price higher, because the last month it has just been hard to watch. And it seems like all the other Apple hardware is doing really well. Strangely, because of Beer Bug, people are all stuck at home, but everyone's like buying all sorts of hardware. It's crazy. Like last quarter, Apple had an absolutely bonkers financial call, and they made tons of money because everyone's just at home buying Apple hardware, apparently, for their jobs and probably for school and stuff. So this is going to be a really interesting financial call to see where Apple is at this point and how Beer Bug has affected them, because all the buying for the stay-at-home workers, all the buying for the people who are doing, school at home, I feel like that is kind of tapered off, and now we're going to see where Apple is really at. And I'm really hoping and praying for a miracle here, because if this doesn't go up 10 points today, I have a feeling I'm going to have to put my apron back on and head on back to Hot Topic, Lewis. and I don't want to go back to Hot Topic. When I left, I took my apron off and I said, I'm never coming back. And I threw it on the ground and I made a big stink, you know?
You can't go back there. I think you should. Have you considered Trader Joe's?
Do you think they'd have me? They're a
Might
high
be better
quality
fit with
organization.
your personality.
Yeah, it should be a good job at Costco. Maybe you get like a 10% discount on your new $3,000 TV.
It's only $2,000. It's only $2,000. But yeah, maybe that's actually not a bad idea. They probably don't give you a discount on stuff there.
They sell cheap HomePods too, right?
Well, they were for a while, but they're not selling any cheap HomePods these days. I think they were liquidating the HomePods. Maybe they weren't selling very well for them.
Yeah, I wish I got in a couple of those. Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too. Because they were selling them off for $150 a piece.
God, I wish I would have seen that when it was available.
Me too. And when they were doing that, I thought it was going to be like an ongoing thing. I was like, oh well, I'll get the sale later, right? And then they sold out of them, and they don't carry them in stock anymore. So that was it. It was a one-time thing. They're like, yeah, let's just get rid of these entirely, and they're never going to carry HomePods ever again. So there's where I'm at with my Apple stock. Man, what a wild ride. But it's crazy, you know? The election is on Tuesday. No matter who wins, I'm hoping that once people know what is happening in our country and just have a final answer on where we're headed, I'm hoping that the stock market will kind of settle down and start getting back to normal and making Irfan, Elijah, those big gains, those big 10 to 20 point gains per month, because I've got my whole retirement on the line and my kids are going to college. I really need to make some gains here. Did we lose Lewis again? Oh my gosh. Leander, he's gone.
It looks like it's frozen. Yeah.
Yeah, he's frozen in dismay too. Look at his face.
He's like, I can't believe it. Yeah.
His face looks like the face that Kermit the Frog makes when he's disappointed. He's like, R.I.P. Lewis. You made it almost the full episode. Well, it's got good timing, or he's got good timing, because that's all the CultCast we have for everyone this week. And the financial call is happening in an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to probably go get some lunch and prepare myself emotionally for this event. But this gives me a new chance to switch to the new. There we go. Is it working? There we go. The new El Caney Irfan Elijah camera perspective with just the two of us, Leander. That's a glorious thing. All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there, because things are really starting to the wheels are really starting to fall off here. We're losing signal. Lewis is gone. And actually, that's all the CultCast we have for you guys this week. But you know what? If you want to come, reach out to us. We're all on Twitter. I'm at Irfan, ERFON. Leander's at El Caney. Lewis is at Lewis Wallace, R.I.P. Lewis Wallace. This has been the CultCast, the best 30-plus minute Apple conversation you're going to hear all week long. He's back. New episodes of the CultCast come out every Thursday night. I want to thank everyone for listening, and we'll see you guys next time. Welcome back, Lewis.
Thanks.
Looking
Thank
good.
You, Comcast.
That's your problem right there. You're with Comcast.
Did you see him breaking up earlier as well in the stream?
I didn't see it. Oh yeah, earlier on you were breaking up. You were having all sorts of problems, Lewis. It's
really?
Yeah, it's just that's what happens when you use Comcast. I mean, what are you expecting there?
That's what happens.
All right, guys. I'm gonna stop the stream. Thanks everyone for watching. And we'll catch no oregano story today. Yeah, probably not this week. Maybe in the extras. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys